You wake up trying to figure out where you are. Outside, the sound of a fierce wind howls. Inside, there's a disgusting smell of fish. A wooden stove crackles in the corner. You're in a langhus, a Viking house made of stone and wood, perched high above the Norwegian fjords on a snow-covered mountain slope. It's the early 700s AD. You're probably a fisherman, farmer, or trader. You sell furs and trade them for spices. Life seems peaceful. Do you know what this is a sign of? It's the calm before the storm, because you're living in the Viking Age, and after the year 793, peace is the last thing you'll find. Your mother's usually responsible for keeping the home and family in order, unless, of course, she's a shield maiden, a warrior like Ragnar's wife, Lagertha. Compared to women in most parts of the world, she has more rights: divorce, inheritance, even property. When your father leaves for war, he hands her the keys to the house in a ceremony, a symbol that she becomes the head of the household while he's gone. Your father? If he's a konungur, he's basically a king. Actually, not basically, he is one. If he's a jarl, he's the leader of the clan, and one day, you'll probably take his place. A huskarl serves the konungur, or jarl, as a warrior. A thrall? Hopefully you're not one, because that means you're a slave. If your father is a skald, he's a poet and storyteller, and you likely inherited his love for the arts. But who's your father, really? He's the very spirit behind all of this. A Vikinger. He sails for raids, trades across seas, and lives as a true warrior of the North. And all of this has one ultimate goal: Valhalla. It's like heaven, but a little different. Dying isn't enough to get there. You have to die with honor, in battle. In Valhalla, mornings are spent fighting again. So even in death, nothing really changes. Only now, Odin himself watches from above. In the evenings, you feast with your friends on the endless boar Saerimnir and drink mead until dawn. Valhalla means being welcomed into the great hall of Odin to fight by his side on the day of Ragnarok, the end of the world. For Vikings, even death was like a job interview for the afterlife. You've grown up. You're 15 now. You've learned to shoot a bow, hold a shield, and swing an axe. It's time for your first voyage, and you have one goal: to return home with pride. You step aboard a longship for the first time, the dragon-headed Viking ship. Your stomach turns. Seasick already. A Viking nicknamed Iron Fist sits beside you. You try to act tough, saying you're fine. He smirks, clearly not impressed, and hands you an oar. "Congratulations," he says. "Your first job." You reach the shore, but you're unsure what to do. You watch the others. While Iron Fist fights outside, you sneak into the monastery. Inside, you come face to face with an Anglo-Saxon. If you were one of the first 3 Vikings through that door, you died, but lucky you. You're part of the 66% who lived. You grab a golden cross and escape. The raid is over. You walk proudly back to the ship, treasure in hand. A jarl notices you and invites you to join his clan. Run home, tell your mother the news. You have a clan now. You're 20 now, and if you've made it this far, you're lucky. Half the Vikings who go to war never come back. 1 in 2, gone. After 5 years, you've gathered some loot, built yourself a home. For a Viking, that means it's time to marry. You marry a calm, wise woman. But don't forget, if you make her unhappy, she can leave you. And if she's kind, that's the best way she'll leave you. Now you're 35, 20 years of fighting, raiding, plundering, and surviving. Reaching this age is a miracle. 3 of your 4 childhood friends are long gone. So you decide, if you've lived this long, it's time to lead. You have the power, the name, and the allies. You found your own clan. You're a jarl now. But this life isn't as easy as swinging an axe. You must balance the power inside and outside your clan. Because here's something few people know. Vikings didn't just fight their enemies, they fought each other too. You're no longer the one joining raids, you're the one leading them. You're 40, you moved too slowly in battle. You died. You got wounded, an infection set in. You died. You neglected the longship's maintenance. The ship sank. You died. You caught the flu. There's no medicine, so you died. You were stabbed in the back by people you thought were allies. You died. Maybe a bounty was put on your head and someone was determined to collect it. Or you were poisoned by rivals who wanted your place. You died. Of the 10 who started with you, 9 are dead and only a few made it to Valhalla. You swung your first axe at 15, opened the seas in your 20s, led a clan in your 30s. By the end of your 40s, hundreds of battles, lost friends, slaughtered enemies, countless wounds, and plenty of loot. To die in your bed is the most disgraceful end in Viking culture. You wake up, you know where you are. You board a longship, but this time, there's no crew beside you. You're alone. You charge at a village full of enemies, not for loot this time, but for Valhalla. You salute the gods, raise your axe, and batter the gates of Valhalla open.